What if I told you that one of the riskiest jobs in the world right now isn't being a Wall Street banker or even a crypto investor, but rather driving a cash-in-transit van in Zimbabwe? Sounds crazy, right? But it's real, and it's happening right now. We're talking about an underworld where armed gangs, corrupt networks, and desperate hitchhikers target millions of dollars moving across the country. Cash-in-transit robberies have skyrocketed in recent years, leaving security teams vulnerable, passengers opportunistic, and entire companies collapsing under the weight of stolen cash. Today, we dive deep into the wild world of Zimbabwe's cash-in-transit robberies. The kinds of stories that rival any Hollywood heist thriller. But trust me, these aren't just stories. This is real life. Zimbabwe, a country that's been through its share of economic crises, from hyperinflation to currency collapse, is now facing another serious problem. But this one, it's deadly. On October 16, 2024, a cash-in-transit crew was driving from Beitbridge to Mutare. Seems like a regular day for a security team transporting money, right? Well, wrong. They did something you and I would think is completely innocent. They picked up two hitchhikers. These weren't just any hitchhikers. By the time the crew dropped them off at Rutenga and Ngundu, the entire crew was in for the shock of their lives. A metal cash box containing $20,000, gone, vanished, without a trace. But this wasn't an isolated event. No, this was just one in a series of carefully orchestrated heists targeting cash-in-transit vehicles across Zimbabwe. These criminals aren't amateurs. They know what they're doing, and they're exploiting every gap in the system. Let's pause for a second. How does this actually happen? In most cases, cash-in-transit crews work for private security companies, transporting huge amounts of money across Zimbabwe's long, winding roads. From big cities like Harare to rural areas like Masvingo, cash is constantly moving in armored trucks. But here's the catch. While the trucks are armored, the procedures, not so much. These crews are vulnerable. Some are underpaid, others undertrained. And because the country has a massive informal economy, people are forced to carry actual cash. That means criminals have a pretty good idea of when these vans are rolling in with serious money on board. Now, whether this robbery was an inside job or not, we can't say for sure yet. But the fact that the hitchhikers knew exactly when and where to strike raises a lot of questions. Inside information? Maybe, or maybe these criminals have figured out the patterns of the cash-in-transit routes through sheer observation. Either way, it's sophisticated. But if you think the hitchhiker story is bad, wait until you hear this. Just one day earlier, on October 15th, 2024, in Bulawayo, a gang of 7 armed robbers stormed into a steel company. These guys weren't messing around. Armed with pistols and a pick, they tied up the security guards and employees like something out of a heist movie. But this was real. $32,500 gone in a matter of minutes. These criminals didn't just stop at the money. They took cell phones, valuables, anything they could get their hands on. One worker even got struck on the head for attempting to escape. These aren't random events. This is organized crime. Now, why is this happening? Zimbabwe has been in a state of economic crisis for decades. Hyperinflation, cash shortages, and a black market economy have created a perfect storm for this kind of crime. People are desperate, and cash is king. But here's the real kicker. Zimbabwe's entire financial system is largely dependent on cash. Forget about digital banking systems or credit card payments. In many parts of the country, businesses run on cold, hard currency. This means criminals know exactly where to hit, and it's not just about opportunistic robberies. It's systemic. There are rumors of larger networks, organized crime rings that plan these heists down to the smallest detail. But that's not the scariest part. The worst part? There's very little that can be done about it. The Zimbabwe Republic Police are investigating these cases, and sure, they're making some arrests, but with limited resources and a stretched force, they're fighting an uphill battle. This kind of organized crime isn't easy to stop, And with more robberies occurring in places like Beitbridge and Bulawayo, it seems like they're always one step behind. They're even appealing to the public for help. But can a few phone calls really stop an operation this big? So, what's next for Zimbabwe? With the economic situation showing no signs of improving, this cash-in-transit crisis is just getting started. As inflation continues to erode people's savings and wages, desperation will drive more people to take extreme measures. The informal economy is thriving, and cash is still the most common way to do business. Combine that with inadequate security measures, and you've got the perfect environment for more of these heists to occur. But here's the catch. The criminal networks involved are getting smarter, and some say they're becoming more organized than the authorities themselves. This isn't just petty theft. This is calculated, and it's big money. In fact, some analysts believe that organized crime syndicates are capitalizing on the chaos, exploiting the country's financial vulnerabilities to enrich themselves further. And what happens when these cash-in-transit companies are forced to up their game? Well, companies are already scrambling to upgrade security measures. Some are turning to armored trucks, better surveillance, and stricter protocols. But let's be real here. How long can they keep that up in an economy as fragile as Zimbabwe's? Most of these security firms don't have the kind of budget that allows for continuous upgrades. In fact, cutting corners on security is often their only option to stay profitable. But the criminals, they don't have those limitations. They're only getting more resourceful. But it's not just the security companies feeling the heat. There are real victims in this story. Ordinary Zimbabweans who rely on the cash that's being stolen. Think about the ripple effect here. Each cash-in-transit robbery doesn't just hit the company transporting the money. It hits every business that was expecting that cash to arrive. You see, in a country where electronic banking is limited, cash is everything. Businesses need it to pay suppliers, employees depend on it for their wages, and communities rely on it for day-to-day transactions. When these robberies happen, it's like someone just hit pause on the local economy. But here's the twist. It's not just Zimbabwe. Cash-in-transit robberies are rising in other economically troubled regions around the world too, from South Africa to Brazil. It's a global trend, and in countries where economic inequality is rampant, the robbers see themselves not as criminals, but as people taking what they believe is rightfully theirs. In the heart of southern Africa, a scandal is brewing that's shaking the very foundations of Zimbabwe's electoral integrity. It involves millions of dollars, high-level corruption, and a cast of characters straight out of a Hollywood thriller. Meet Renform, a seemingly innocuous family-owned printing firm based in Johannesburg, South Africa. But behind these walls, a different story unfolds, one involving inflated contracts and secret dealings. The Zimbabwean Electoral Commission, or ZEC, is no stranger to controversy. But the latest scandal involving Renform and its agent has left the nation in an uproar. Enter Wicknell Chivayo, a larger-than-life tenderpreneur who dubs himself Sir Wicknell. Known for flaunting his wealth and connections with Zimbabwe's political elite, Chivayo is at the center of this scandal. Leaked documents reveal that Renform, with Chivayo as their agent, massively inflated prices for election materials. A server invoiced at 23 million rand, normally costing 90,000 rands. Non-flushing toilets priced at 68 or 700 rands each when they retail for about 10,000 rands. And biometric voter registration kits, originally quoted at $5,000 each, the final invoice jumped to nearly $16,000, tripled the cost. Then there are the audio clips. Chivayo discussing how he'd share the proceeds with partners and senior officials using initials or code names. The Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission is now on the case, investigating these allegations. They're seeking to interview Chivayo and have already arrested his former partners, Mike Chimombe and Moses Mpofu, in a separate probe. Chivayo claims close ties with President of Zimbabwe, calling him "my son." A statement swiftly condemned by the president's spokesperson. Renform denies wrongdoing, attributing price increases to project modifications. Chivayo, meanwhile, calls the leaked documents and audio clips fakes. The public reaction: outrage. Zimbabweans are furious, seeing this as yet another example of rampant corruption draining their nation's resources. These thieves have no remorse, one commenter says. Corruption should be declared an act of treason, says another. This scandal is more than just inflated invoices and secret deals. It's a stark reminder of the challenges facing Zimbabwe and the lengths some will go to exploit a system already under strain. What's your take on the corruption scandal? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, follow, and share for more deep dives into the stories shaping our world. Stay informed, stay critical, stay innovative and creative. Be curious. This is Zimbabwepreneur, your source for the untold stories that matter. Welcome to another episode of Zimbabwepreneur, where we delve into the captivating stories behind some of the most intriguing figures in the business world. Zimbabwe in particular. Today, we unravel the story of Mike Chimombe, a name that's been making waves in Zimbabwean circles for both remarkable achievements and significant controversies. Buckle up as we navigate through the highs and lows of his journey. Mike Chimombe's story begins in the heart of Zimbabwe, where he attended Nemakonde High School. He was a bright student, driven by a thirst for knowledge and a desire to make a difference. His academic journey took him to the University of Lesotho, where he earned a bachelor's degree in law. But Mike didn't stop there. He further specialized in women's law with a master's degree from the University of Zimbabwe, setting the stage for his future endeavors. Chimombe's career kicked off in the public sector as a public prosecutor and legal officer within Zimbabwe's Ministry of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. However, it was his role as the founding president of the Economic Empowerment Group, EEG, that truly put him on the map. The EEG was more than just an organization. It was a movement aimed at empowering indigenous Zimbabweans, and Mike was its charismatic leader. Behind every public figure is a complex personal life, and Mike Chimombe is no exception. His marriage to Mitchell Rusero and her younger sister, Panache, has been a topic of public fascination and scrutiny. A father to 13 children from different mothers, Mike has never shied away from discussing his family dynamics, even during poignant moments like his mother's funeral. His openness about his personal life has made him a relatable, albeit controversial figure. No story of a high-profile figure is complete without its share of controversies. In September 2021, Mike was arrested for hosting a large house party violating COVID-19 regulations. This was just the beginning of his legal troubles. In November 2020, he faced allegations of attempting to coerce a teenager into a sexual act, and in 2022, he was accused of fraud related to the sale of a residential stand. The most significant blow came in July 2024, when Militech Enterprises Private Limited, a company linked to Chimombe, was forcibly evicted from its premises in Eastleigh, Harare. This eviction was part of a broader legal saga involving a massive fraud scheme linked to the presidential GOAT scheme. The allegations: mismanagement and embezzlement amounting to over $7 million. Both Mike and his associate, Moses Impofu, were denied bail, underscoring the severity of the charges. Despite his legal battles, Mike Chimombe has shown a commitment to philanthropy. He sponsored a sports gala at Chinhoyi University of Technology, organized by the Zimbabwe Republic Police Central Investigations Department. This gesture highlighted his dedication to community development, even amidst personal turmoil. Mike's journey wouldn't be complete without mentioning his foray into politics. As the Indigenization and Empowerment Secretary of the ZANU-PF National Youth League, He played a significant role in shaping policies. However, his political career has been marred by accusations of factionalism within the party, adding another layer of complexity to his story. Mike Chimombe's story is far from over. His life is a complex tapestry of business success, legal battles, and personal dynamics. It's a tale of ambition, power, and the inevitable challenges that come with being a high-profile figure. As legal proceedings continue, the world watches closely, eager to see the next chapter in the saga of Mike Chimombe. Stay tuned as we continue to bring you the untold stories behind the headlines. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more captivating narratives. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring. Imagine this: a UFC fighter born in poverty in Zimbabwe, making it big in one of the toughest sports in the world. But instead of his toughest fights happening in the octagon, his biggest opponent turns out to be his own family. Today, we're diving into the shocking story of Themba Gorimbo, a man who fought his way to fame only to be hit with accusations of witchcraft and abuse from his own brother. Themba's rise was anything but easy. Growing up with limited resources, he beat the odds to earn his place in the UFC. But with his fame came unexpected conflict, not from competitors, but from within his own family. This family drama exploded onto social media, starting when Themba's brother Takunda went public with serious accusations. Takunda didn't just question Themba's success, he accused him of witchcraft, claiming Themba's rise came not from his hard work, but from dark sources. In one post, Takunda even said he'd warned Themba's sponsors to revoke their support, saying Themba's success was tainted. Themba responded by sharing screenshots, accusing his brother of jealousy and trying to sabotage him. But the feud didn't end there. Takunda went further, saying that a gym and house Themba had gifted him were cursed. He claimed his life spiraled after moving in, and even said his children nearly died in the house. It might sound strange, but in cultures where beliefs in curses are strong, these accusations carry weight, and things got more personal. Takunda shared alleged texts from Themba's wife, saying that Themba was verbally abusive to her. These accusations made a tense family situation even uglier. This entire drama has played out publicly, and it's impacting more than just the Gorimbo family. Themba's sponsors are now involved, his fans are watching, and his career could be affected. Every new post, every new accusation makes it harder to undo the damage. What's really happening here? Is this a case of jealousy that got out of hand? Or are there deeper family issues at play? This feud is a powerful reminder that fame can sometimes come at a high cost, and that sometimes the hardest battles aren't with rivals, but with those closest to us. What do you think of this family feud? Do you believe Takunda's accusations, or does this sound like jealousy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious. The hidden dangers of Zimbabwe's informal savings clubs. In Zimbabwe, where formal banking often feels out of reach, informal savings clubs, known as Mukando, have become a lifeline for many, particularly women and those in the informal economy. These clubs, based on mutual trust and verbal agreements, allow members to pool their resources and support each other financially. However, the lack of regulation and legal documentation leaves participants vulnerable to fraud and financial loss. This article explores the benefits and risks associated with these informal savings clubs through the experiences of several Zimbabwean women. The appeal of savings clubs. Mukando clubs operate on simple principles. Members contribute a fixed amount regularly, which is either loaned out with interest or pooled and given to members in turns. The interest accrued, or the collective savings, are then shared among the members at the end of the cycle. This system provides an alternative to traditional banks, offering easy access to funds without the need for collateral. Real-life stories of loss and betrayal. Carol Madzimo, a 24-year-old hairdresser, joined a savings club to save for Christmas groceries. However, her trust was shattered when the club's treasurer disappeared with all the money. Although Carol eventually recovered her initial contributions, the promised interest was never returned. Similarly, Tanaka Mutiori, who ran a successful beverage business, faced a severe setback when her savings club leader failed to return the pooled money, attributing the delay to a loan given to his pastor. These stories highlight the precarious nature of such informal arrangements. Expert insights on the risks economist Prosper Chitambara emphasizes that while savings clubs have well-documented benefits, they also pose significant risks due to their unregulated nature. Without legally binding documents, members' funds are always at risk. Harare-based lawyer Moses Maver warns that these clubs, though beneficial, often operate outside the law, making it difficult to resolve disputes legally. A call for regulation and documentation. To mitigate these risks, experts suggest formalizing savings clubs with contracts or trust agreements that outline clear rights and obligations. This move could provide a legal framework to protect members and ensure accountability. However, the deep-seated mistrust in formal banking institutions and the convenience of informal saving systems pose challenges to this transition. Conclusion: Zimbabwe's informal savings clubs reflect the resilience and ingenuity of its people, providing a crucial financial lifeline in an unstable economic environment. However, the stories of Carol Madzimo and Tanaka Mutiori underscore the need for greater safeguards and legal protections to prevent exploitation and financial loss. As these clubs continue to thrive, balancing their benefits with necessary regulations will be key to ensuring they serve their intended purpose without putting vulnerable members at risk.
Picture a young entrepreneur from Zimbabwe with an unrelenting drive to succeed. His name? Genius Ginimbi Kadungure. From humble beginnings to becoming a prominent figure in the business world, Ginimbi's story is one of ambition, luxury, controversy, and a relentless pursuit of success. Born on October 10, 1984, in Domboshava, Zimbabwe, Ginimbi's entrepreneurial spirit emerged early. He started his first business venture at the age of 17, trading domestic gas. Recognizing a gap in the market, Ginimbi founded Pioneer Gases, a company specializing in the supply and distribution of liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, across Zimbabwe and the region. Pioneer Gases quickly became a significant player in the industry, thanks to Ginimbi's sharp business acumen and relentless work ethic. His success allowed him to expand his ventures into other sectors, including hospitality and entertainment. Ginimbi was known for his lavish lifestyle, often showcasing his wealth through extravagant parties, luxury cars, and high-end fashion. Ginimbi's social media presence was as flamboyant as his lifestyle. His Instagram account, filled with images of opulence, drew both admiration and criticism. Ginimbi was never far from controversy, whether it was his public feuds with other celebrities or his bold statements about wealth and success. He often flaunted his luxury cars, including a Rolls-Royce, Lamborghini, and Ferrari, earning him the nickname King of Bling. However, Ginimbi's rise to fame wasn't without legal battles. He faced numerous accusations, including allegations of tax evasion and fraud. In 2014, he was arrested on charges of tax evasion amounting to millions of dollars. He was accused of defrauding a ZANU-PF member and a minor of over $1.5 million by creating a fictitious company and tricking them into purchasing non-existent mining equipment. Ginimbi's love for partying was legendary. His all-white parties became the stuff of legend, attracting high-profile guests from across Africa and beyond. These events were not just about glamour, but also about networking and building his brand. His 36th birthday party in 2020 held at his Dombashava mansion, was one of the most talked about events of the year, and his parties often led to police interventions due to noise complaints. Ginimbi was also involved in numerous romantic scandals. He was known for his relationships with several married women, which often led to confrontations with their spouses. He faced public scrutiny over a paternity scandal in 2014, where it was revealed that he had been unknowingly raising another man's child for 11 years. Tragically, Ginimbi's life was cut short in a fatal car accident on November 8, 2020. The accident, which occurred while he was driving his Rolls-Royce, also claimed the lives of 3 other individuals. The accident not only shocked Zimbabwe, but also sent ripples through the entire African business community. Ginimbi's untimely death was a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the impact one individual can have on an entire industry. Ginimbi's legacy lives on through Pioneer Gases and his other business ventures. His story is a testament to the power of ambition, the importance of seizing opportunities, and the impact of living life to its fullest. From his rise as a young entrepreneur to his untimely demise, Ginimbi's journey encapsulates the highs and lows of a life dedicated to breaking boundaries and achieving success. Don't forget to like and share. Stay tuned for more riveting stories from Zimbabwe. Picture a determined young man from Zimbabwe, rising through the ranks of football coaching with dreams of making history. His name? Shadrach Mlauzi. From humble beginnings to the international stage, Mlauzi's journey is filled with triumphs and tribulations. But what happens when the heights of success are overshadowed by scandal and controversy? Shadrach Mlauzi was born on January 6, 1980, in Zimbabwe. His passion for sports led him to Zimbabwe Open University, where he studied sports science and earned a CAF B license, a degree in physical education, and various sports science certifications. Mlauzi's academic achievements paved the way for his swift rise in the world of football coaching. Mlauzi's big break came when he was appointed head coach of the Zimbabwe women's national football team, the Mighty Warriors. Under his leadership, the team made history by qualifying for the 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. This monumental achievement marked the first time a Zimbabwean team had reached a global football tournament. Despite his success on the field, Mlauzi faced numerous challenges off it. He often voiced concerns about the lack of recognition and remuneration for the Mighty Warriors' achievements, leading to legal battles with the Zimbabwe Football Association, ZIFA, over unpaid bonuses. His dedication to his team and the sport was evident, even as he navigated these bureaucratic hurdles. In October 2023, Mlauzi's career took a dramatic turn. He was arrested following allegations of indecent assault made by a female staff member during the COSAFA Women's Championship in South Africa. The accusations included unwelcome advances and inappropriate physical contact, casting a shadow over his previous accomplishments. The legal proceedings revealed troubling details about the alleged incidents, which reportedly occurred during the team's stay at Pandari Lodge in Glenlorne and continued in South Africa. Mlauzi was granted bail, but the scandal raised serious concerns about the safety and treatment of female staff and athletes within the sport. The allegations against Mlauzi prompted both COSAFA and ZIFA to conduct independent investigations to determine the truth. The controversy not only threatened to derail Mlauzi's career, but also highlighted the need for stricter safeguards and protocols to protect individuals within the sporting community. Shadrach Mlauzi's story is a poignant reminder of the precarious balance between success and scandal. From his rise as a celebrated coach, leading his team to historic victories, to his fall amid serious allegations, Mlauzi's journey encapsulates the highs and lows of a life dedicated to football. Don't forget to like and share.